Hey, you folks, Boardgame Night is back, and we're playing some Battlestar Galactica, and joining us, so there's me, Quill18, there is Shenrir, there is Marbazir, and there is, first time joining us,
Avak, yes. You almost got it right the first time, but you did correct yourself. Well done. You are 100% better than a Roomba.
Oh, I'm going to quote him on that. I'm going to quote you on that, put it on Twitter. I'll get a t-shirt that says it. It'll be excellent. Because everyone will know it's a lie otherwise.
It's true.
So, man, oh man, oh man. Battlestar Galactica. So, for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, this is a board game that you can buy in real life that is super fun to play, and this is a digital version of it using the Vassal engine. If you check the description box on at least my video, there should be a link on how to run this on your computer. It is a semi-cooperative board game. Basically, we're all humans in a ship that are trying to escape some killer robots. However, one of us may actually be a killer robot out to screw humanity and destroy us all.
Nah, we're all humans.
Of course we're all human.
No
So the way
killer
it
robots
works
here.
is, all of us have received a loyalty card that says that either we are a Cylon or we are not a Cylon. It's entirely possible that every single one of us is currently not a Cylon. Halfway through the game, we'll get a second loyalty card, at which point, for sure, one of us will be a Cylon, no matter what.
I'm looking
So
at you,
that's-
Marbazir.
Don't look at me.
Now, everyone knows the president is the one who becomes a Cylon.
That's true.
No. So we're playing a 4-player game. We're using the expansion Exodus. We're using the Cylon fleet board rules, and we're also using the Daybreak expansion as well. So we've got treachery cards and mutiny cards. As a result, we don't have a Cylon sympathizer because that rule is stupid. We don't currently have a mutineer, although in the second half, absolutely someone will draw the mutineer card. And I am going first by virtue of a die roll.
And can we talk about who we're playing?
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess I'll start. I'm going to be playing Lee Apollo Adama. I'm a pilot. I actually start in space, and I am going to be starting as the CAG, the captain of the air group. So I'm going to be spending the entire game moving Vipers around the board and blowing up Cylon Raiders.
And I'm playing as Carl Hilo Agathon. I start in the middle of nowhere, so I sit back and comment on everyone else's progress. I'm also the Admiral, so I get the nukes. Yay!
Hey, that's right. You're stuck in Caprica 6. I mean, just Caprica. There might be a difference.
I might or might not be a little bit trigger happy with nukes because I play a lot of Civ 5.
Now, you haven't actually watched the TV series yet, right?
Nope.
Okay. So any sly references will go right over your head. We'll try not to spoil you.
Okay, well, I guess I'm up next. I am Chief Galen Tyrol, and I have not played this game before, though I have friends who never stop talking about it. So I'm going into this with a bit of an idea of what I'm doing, but I have seen the show. I kind of like this character. Pretty down to earth, though, as it says there, reckless. I don't expect much from me, basically. I'm going to need a lot of hand-holding, and I'll probably kill everyone accidentally at this point.
Accidentally, he claims.
Accidentally.
That sounds like something a Cylon would say.
And I'm playing as Tori Foster. Starting off in the press room, but president right now, yeah, because we don't have anyone more suitable, apparently. And this is my second time playing, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Last time, if you guys recall, both Quill and Mathis were president and admiral, and they slaughtered us all as Cylons. So it was rough last time. So hopefully this time we'll be better off.
So there is a precedent of not trusting Quill.
Oh, yes.
Everyone always thinks I'm a Cylon.
It's either that or it's don't trust the president. One or the other.
Okay.
Well, I have elected this time that I'm going to be playing with my hand on my other monitor so that people watching my video will have no idea if I'm human or a Cylon. I tend to alternate every other video.
But they've already judged you.
That's true. So by virtue of die roll, I am going first, so I'm going to start my turn. I've already drawn my skill cards. So I have to decide. I started in space. I can either move towards the Cylon ships, or I can actually move behind us. Because we're playing with the Cylon board rule, one of the important jobs of any pilot is to escort civilian ships off the board, because they do not get cleared off when we do the jump to light speed. So there's a lot of responsibility there.
Can we quickly just go over what's on the board right now as far as like what the Cylons have and what we have and what's going on?
Yeah, that would be
That's a
very
great
useful.
idea. So at the front of the board is a base star. That's the spiky-looking thing. That's a giant spaceship that will launch many ships and missiles at us. Destroying it is relatively difficult. It's much easier to do with a nuke. Unfortunately, our admiral is currently missing. You can fire the Galactica's guns from weapons control to try to blow that up, as well as any other ship. And then the 3 little guys, those are Cylon Raiders. Their AI is very simple. They will... First, if they're in a space zone with a Viper, that's a friendly ship, as you can see at the bottom of the board, they will first try to shoot at that. If there's no Vipers, but there's a civilian ship, they will instead automatically blow up the civilian ship. Otherwise, they will try to move towards the closest civilian ship, and all things being equal, they will move clockwise towards the civilian ship. And if there's no civilian ships at all, they'll just shoot at the Galactica. The back, there are 2 civilian ships there. We don't know what they contain. When they die, we flip them up, and we might lose population, we might lose fuel, anything like that. And yeah, down at the bottom, these are little fighter ships. There's 2 sort of, I don't know, unmanned ones, or they're manned by just generic non-player characters, and there's one of them being piloted by myself.
Oh yeah, your name doesn't show up.
Not on there. No, it's very annoying. I can label the other tags. I've got mine in my hand right now. But I can't put my name on this little guy. I can put my face on it, though.
Yep, that
That's
works.
as good as we can get.
I completely recognize you. This is your YouTube logo, right?
No.
Well, that's
Sure,
awkward.
All right, so every one of us, we get a movement and an action. As a Viper, I can move to another space zone. I can also use my action to move a second time if I so desire, although I prefer doing other things. And specifically, since I am the CAG, I get to do lots of bonus actions to run these ships. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and take my movement to move back here. Then I'm going to, as my action, use my CAG ability, which is to activate an unmanned Viper. And then take another action. So I'm going to move a Viper back here as well to help guard there. The bottom 2 slots of the Galactica are where we launch ships, so it's pretty easy to have Vipers there pretty regularly. So I'm not too worried about leaving those empty. Right. And then after taking my CAG action, it gives me an extra action. So with that, I will just go ahead and escort one of these ships off. Just going to reshuffle that back into the civilian ship pile and get rid of that. I could have moved forward to engage some of these guys, but they have a long way to go before they threaten us in any way whatsoever, so I'm not too stressed.
And while there's a civilian ship on the board, the what are they called? The
Raiders?
The Raiders, they'll just ignore the Battlestar. They'll continually try to get to the civilian ship, is that right?
Exactly. So my plan for next turn will be to actually probably leave this last civilian ship on the board and instead just continue upwards to try to meet them at the top. But I like the idea of getting a civilian ship off relatively early, especially since I couldn't have reached these guys to attack them anyway.
That makes sense.
So now it's the end of my turn, so we have to do a crisis. So I'm going to take, if you want, you can go to the cards button at the top and open up the crisis section. And I'm just going to expose the very first crisis. It's controversial manuscript. So the president chooses in this case. There's no skill check. It's a simple choice by the president, Tori Foster, played by Shen. Either we lose 1 morale, or we gain 1 morale, but damage Galactica twice.
Wow. What do you guys think is more important?
How much damage can the Galactica sustain, and is there a way of repairing it?
There is. I think there's a total of 8 damage tokens. Maybe it's 7 damage tokens. I can't remember. 2 of them will cost us a fuel, or 2 of them, one of which will cost a fuel, one of which will cost a food. They get removed from the game after you use them. The other 5 or 6, whatever the number is, are locations on the Battlestar. And if at any point all the damage is on the Battlestar, I think it's 5, then we lose the game. You can repair them. The engineer, in the engineering deck, there are cards called Repair. If you get one of those, you can go to a damaged area and repair that area. You can also use the repair card to repair Vipers. It's worth noting that because we're playing with, I think, the Exodus expansion, we actually have 4 Super Vipers that are currently damaged. They have to be repaired to be brought into commission. The Super Vipers are interesting because they can move twice as far, and they're much harder to damage.
Very cool. So do you think it would be easy to repair the damage if we just took the morale?
At this point in the game, I would probably be fine with taking a morale hit. Taking damage could be bad because they could be damaged in an area where someone's standing. Well, right now, I suppose there's only Tyrrell. But we could take a hit to the hangar deck, which would send Tyrrell to the sick bay, which wouldn't be particularly awesome.
So when it gets damaged, it just randomly picks a spot?
Yeah, there's these little tokens. We flip up a couple of them.
Okay.
So
All right. Well, why don't we just... I'm the president, right? Do I get to choose?
You do.
You don't care what we wanted to.
Yeah, well, I want your opinions.
Best
I don't want to
president
seem...
ever.
I don't want to seem like a harsh overlord here.
But you are.
You're the people's
Come
president.
on now.
You
why don't we
know
just
who
go with
wouldn't
the-
care what humans think? A Cylon.
That's a good point. Very good point.
We're gonna go with the -1 morale. So how do we affect that? We just right-click on it,
Yeah, you can right-click on the wheel. There
Got
you
it.
go. So we're now at 9.
and
Then
we
what we
right-click
do
the
is we
card.
resolve the bottom of the card. The bottom left indicates that raiders activate. So these 3 raiders here will follow their behavior, which in this case will simply move to that space section.
Okay.
And then in the bottom right corner, that starburst icon, that's to advance the jump prep. So we're going to move that forward. When it gets to the end of that track, I don't know if you can see that jump preparation, we will do a hyperspace jump. At any point our token is in the 2 blue areas, we can actually go to the FTL control at the front of the ship and manually activate the jump. We do a die roll at that point. If we fail the die roll, we will lose population because we've left some people behind.
Okay.
So whether we want to do that or not, that depends on our situation completely. Usually the first blue tile is if you fail the roll, and to succeed, you need a 7 or an 8 on an 8-sided die. So it's not easy. 75% chance of failing. If we fail, we lose 3 population on that first blue tile.
Ouch.
On the second blue tile, we only lose 1. The odds are the same, but we only lose 1. That's not so bad. I'm usually a proponent of trying to jump every time at the -1, but that doesn't always work out.
So question, how many jumps do we need before we're done? Like, for the humans to win?
So you can see the objective card on the left-hand side of the
I was
board.
going to ask about that, yeah.
Every time we jump, we draw a destination card, which tells us a certain distance. Once we have a total distance of 8 or more, we just jump 1 more time.
Okay.
So in the end, total distance doesn't matter. It's just we have to get to 8 and then jump 1 more time after that.
Okay.
We lose if any of our dials get to 0 or if we take too much damage. However, it's worth noting that we only lose if the dials are 0 at the end of the turn. If we make that last jump and then fuel goes to 0 or something, that's okay. We still win.
Okay.
And speaking of population, we do start at 12, but I do believe there is no possible way to recover population while you can gain the other resources back.
That's probably true. I mean, I know there's a chance there are ways to get other resources up. I think you're probably right about population never going up.
Okay.
Can't we just, tell people to not wear condoms for a while and let's just repopulate the ship?
Start making babies.
I know, it'll take a long time before those kids are, able to do work. Unless we
true.
want to send them down the mines early
you
or
want
something.
you want it to be like a slave colony. We can do that.
Maybe. It's an efficient way of using...
So once we're done with the controversial manuscript, we just right-click it and put it somewhere?
Oh, yeah, I think... Let's see here. You can probably discard it. Maybe move it to the other pile. Yeah, don't return it to deck, but I guess if we move it to the right, then it's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can always just keep piling on top of it if you want to refer what the last one was. I guess it doesn't matter. But that's the end of my turn.
And
now
I don't
Hilo's
get
turn.
to move, so yeah.
Hilo gets no turn. Hooray! It is
I
now
get to sit back
Hilo's.
and comment on your progress.
Hilo's got a very, very, very powerful ability. Actually,
Right.
a couple of really powerful abilities, but yeah, you literally do nothing on your first turn.
Yep.
So why is that then? Why is Hilo not here effectively?
Well, you've seen the show. Hilo spends like the first season basically on another planet.
Indeed, but for my viewers, some of which we may not have, but yes, that answers the question.
Look,
Don't
I
want to
understand-
spoil too many things, but in the
I
show,
understand
he's not
English
around.
isn't the first language, but Poland is not another planet. Come on.
Oh. Right, okay. So how does his turn resolve? Because he doesn't take any actions, but it literally just moves straight down to the next player, does it?
Yeah, he doesn't draw
Well,
his cards.
hold on.
There's no crisis.
Okay.
Well, okay, your character is not placed on the game board at the start of the game. While not on the game board, you may not move, be moved, or take actions. I suppose, actually, he must draw cards and do a crisis.
Okay.
That's what I
Yeah,
was thinking.
sorry about that.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting. Okay.
It's been a while since I've played as Hilo.
And I'm just going to be asking loads of questions.
No, it's good.
I'm just going
It's
to
good.
drop one on the board. That's fine, right?
The crisis? Yeah, you can do it that way if you want. Did you
Okay.
draw your skill cards?
That will actually be really useful because
No, I didn't. Wait, I don't draw the skill cards on first turn, or do I?
I think you do. It doesn't say you don't. And yeah,
Beyond
there's a
the-
crisis slot down there.
Okay, beyond the 3 that I had at the start?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that then.
You may not move, be moved, or take actions. Yeah. So you get your skill cards, and you generate a crisis. Which is not quite as bad.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right, the crisis card being on the board is actually really useful because I noticed in the crisis card window, I couldn't mouse over on it to get a bigger version,
But now you can.
but now I can. So that's actually really, really useful.
So wait, if we pass this crisis, we get to advance the jump track twice?
Yeah. Once from passing the crisis, and then once because of the card itself.
So that's really good.
That's actually a really good one, yeah.
Yeah, a 10 is not that hard. The difficulty is that only 2 colors are good here. The purple and the blue. Tactics and engineering are the only 2 colors that help. But it is really good to pass, and we have a good number of cards right now.
Yep, I can help with that.
Galen
Remember
can as well.
though that Galen hasn't had his turn yet, so he hasn't drawn all of his cards.
That's true. He's only got his 3, and so does
Yes.
Tori, only has 3.
But I can help quite a bit.
Okay. So
With
what's going to
tactics.
happen? So you're the current player, so you're choosing that we're going to do the skill check, as opposed to doing the die roll and all that crap. And I think that's fine.
Yeah.
So first thing that's going to happen is I'm going to add 2 cards. I'm going to shuffle the deck of Destiny. I'm going to add 2 cards to the skill check. We don't know what they are.
Right.
Then it starts actually with the chief. Hilo will be the last person to add cards. It's going to start with the chief choosing to add cards or not.
Right. Now, based on the crisis card, only the purple or blue cards actually help towards this. Is that right?
That's right. All the other colors will take away from our chance of success.
Oh,
We
right.
want a total
okay.
of 10 or more. So if someone puts in a red card, that with a value of 3, that's 3 against the skill check. It makes it that much harder.
Okay, right. So that would be how a Cylon would tamper with our odds.
That's right.
Regarding the cards that we're putting in there, if they're action cards or non-action cards, does that make any difference at this point? If we're
None
putting them into the
whatsoever.
skill check. Okay.
The only thing that will happen is if it actually says skill check on it, then something may happen. But otherwise, you ignore the text on the cards. It's
Well,
only
one
the number in
question.
the top left corner that matters.
When it says skill check, does the color have? Because I have 2 cards that are skill check, but they're the wrong color. So
Right.
does that mean that it still gets activated, or they only activate if it's the color that's shown?
I believe it activates no matter what.
Okay, interesting.
And a lot of the skill check cards have a value of 0, which means they don't help or hurt the check. So you can use them entirely for just their ability.
Okay.
There's
now-
also a very important card called Investigative Community. It comes out of politics, and it forces everyone to add cards to the check face up.
Oh, right.
nice.
Right, I see. Right. So how do I add my card face down to make sure? Because I've got to put it face down, so I don't want to click the wrong thing.
If you right-click on it, you can say Move to Skill Check, and that should add it in face down.
There we
There
go.
you go.
Perfect.
And how many cards can each person add?
As many as they want.
Okay.
There are a few characters that have limits on how they can put it in, but otherwise you can add as many as you'd like, unless you're in the brig or a Cylon, a revealed Cylon.
Now, for anyone who's watching this who's like, but I don't know what all this means, it'll probably come up later in the game when we actually get to it where that's going to be relevant. So,
Yeah, that's right. Right now we're all human, as far as we know.
What do you mean as far as you know? I know I'm a human. Do you not know that you're a
Yeah,
human?
we
Are
are
you
all
suspicious
human,
of your humanity?
Tori Foster, were you adding any cards in?
I'm wondering if I should do one of these skill checks. I mean, it'll advance this a lot better if I get one of these in. I guess I'll try, yeah.
Okay.
I'll add one, I guess.
Oh, wait, it's me first.
Oh, okay.
I will add one as well. So, boom, there you go. Now it's you.
It's probably going to be overkill, but I'll add one anyway, just in case the
it is a
Destiny
very
deck messes
common
with
thing
that.
with especially new players to overkill skill checks and waste too many cards. But I mean, it's
But
not
the
like we
pass
put
is
in a
just
ton.
so good on this.
Yeah, it is. We really want to pass this one.
All right, done.
Okay,
I'm going to draw a lot of cards anyway.
Okay, I think the skill checks are automatically shuffled because I can't right-click the shuffle, so it must be auto-shuffled. So I will take this out. This is, it's a little hard to see. Is that a 5? Yeah, 5 to the good. So we're at +5. We are at +8. We are at +9. We are at That's a 0, and it's skill check, so I'll just put it aside. We're at +9. We're still at +9. Wow! Okay, we are at 12. There were no bad cards whatsoever.
That
Thank
was
goodness.
not an overkill at all.
And it wasn't.
That was actually very close, yeah.
And each engineering skill card in this check counts as double strength. So actually, we would have crushed
Okay.
it. Big
Yeah.
on that.
That was very much overkill then.
And although there is a red tape, discard any 5 and 6 strength cards from this skill check. There actually are some. Hold on.
Wait, what?
Anything with a strength of 5 or 6.
Yeah, I had a...
Yeah, that's second chance. Gets trashed.
Ooh.
So
Wait, so
hold
that
on.
doesn't count?
Did we just fail?
No,
No,
we
because
didn't.
because
Rapid
counts
specialist
as
is
6
counting as
now.
double. So that's a 6, which I don't think gets discarded. No, it wouldn't, because the current player gets to choose the order that things are executed anyway. And it's not an actual strength 6 card. It's just counting as double.
yeah,
So
But we
6.
almost failed that.
that was actually really close then
Wow,
in the end.
nice.
Wait, is that
Exactly
exactly
10.
10? Yeah, that's
Exactly
exactly
10.
So we
So much for overkilling.
I know, yeah.
we go jump prep up +2.
Yep. And we activate Raiders, right?
Oops, that is not the thing I wanted to do. Poop. Oh well. I was supposed to discard the cards, not add them back to their decks. And yeah, and we activate Raiders. So again, they just move to there, and you've moved the jump prep twice. Yes?
Yep.
Perfect. And then we can discard that.
Fantastic. I'm glad we passed.
And yeah, there we go. Gotta just fix the discard pile.
Would the downside have been that bad? 1 pop? Is that a big deal over the course of the game?
I don't know if I've ever lost from lack of population, but it does add up.
Well, it would have taken us down to 11. I mean,
Well, I think
1/12
missing
of
out
our
on-
population.
I think missing out on +1 jump would be a bigger deal than -1 pop.
That's true, actually. Like, the
Yeah.
population at this point, I could take it or leave it, but that jump, huge. So now it's the Chief's turn.
Right, well, looking at the time, shall we wrap it up there before I start my turn, or shall we go through it?
Yeah, I guess this is a great time to wrap it up. Put a cut in here.
Yeah.
Turns should go faster as we move forward. That's fine. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I'm hoping that you check the description box down below to find links to everyone's channel, see their perspective, try to figure out if they're a Cylon or not. And we'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Board Game Night, Battlestar Galactica.
Yay!
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.